Immigration rules are changing faster than ever in 2026. And if you're planning to move to the United States or already preparing your documents, this is a video you cannot afford to ignore. There's growing concern that under a new Trump-led immigration agenda, some Asian countries could face extreme restrictions, making it nearly impossible for their citizens to immigrate to the U.S. through normal channels. Now, let me be very clear before we begin. This video is not saying immigration is completely banned, but what we are seeing is stricter screening, higher rejection rates, longer processing times, and de facto barriers that stop applicants before they even begin. Today, we're breaking down 7 Asian countries that could face the hardest immigration restrictions in 2026 and why citizens from these nations may struggle the most. More importantly, we'll talk about what's causing these barriers, what alternatives people are choosing, and how families and professionals can still protect their future. Make sure you watch until the end because number 1 is facing the most serious pressure of all. Welcome back to the Explorer Now. I'm your host, Zinnia. Let's dive in. Number 7, Bangladesh. At number 7, we have Bangladesh. In 2026, Bangladeshi applicants are experiencing significantly tighter U.S. immigration scrutiny. Why? 3 major reasons: political instability, human rights concerns, and higher perceived immigration risk. Employment-based and family-based applications now face more documentation requests, longer background checks, higher rejection rates, skilled workers in IT, healthcare, and engineering report repeated delays. Students face tougher visa interviews and closer financial scrutiny. Under a Trump-style immigration approach, countries considered high risk or unstable are deprioritized, and Bangladesh often falls into that category. As a result, many Bangladeshis are now choosing regional employment, pursuing education in Asia-Pacific countries, exploring remote work and global freelancing. In 2026, success depends on backup planning, international certifications, and global networking, not just U.S. immigration. Before we move on, tell me, where are you watching from today? Drop your country in the comments. Number 6, India. At number 6, we have India. This may surprise many people. India is not facing bans, but it is facing saturation. In 2026, the sheer volume of Indian applicants has triggered longer processing times, additional interviews, increased background checks. Indian professionals in healthcare, research are still applying, but approvals are slower and more selective. Family reunification and student visas also face tighter screening, especially under policies focused on reducing overall immigration numbers. Trump-style immigration prioritizes low-volume, low-risk countries, and India's size works against it. As a result, many Indians are now moving to Canada, Australia, Singapore, taking remote global roles, building careers outside the U.S. first. In 2026, Indian citizens must diversify options, strengthen credentials, and prepare financially. Number 5, Myanmar. At number 5, we have Myanmar. Myanmar faces severe U.S. immigration barriers due to political unrest, military rule, human rights violations. Employment-based visas are extremely limited, students face heavy scrutiny, temporary programs are often denied outright. Under stricter security-first immigration policies, Myanmar is considered high risk. So what are citizens doing instead? Many are turning to Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, remote global work. In 2026, Myanmar citizens must focus on regional mobility, online education, and transferable skills. The U.S. pathway is extremely narrow, and for many no longer realistic in the short term. If this breakdown is helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. These updates matter, and policies can change fast. Now let's continue. Number 4, Afghanistan. At number 4, we have Afghanistan. In 2026, Afghanistan faces near-total restriction under standard U.S. immigration routes. Why? Security concerns, documentation challenges, Extremely high vetting requirements, employment-based visas are rarely approved. Student visas are heavily restricted. Family reunification can take many years or fail entirely. Only limited humanitarian pathways still exist, and even those are uncertain. Afghan families must now focus on regional relocation, seek education in Central or South Asia, build careers that don't depend on U.S. entry. Adaptability is no longer optional, it's essential. Number 3, Pakistan. At number 3, we have Pakistan. Pakistan faces national security concerns, political instability, increased visa denials, professionals report, longer processing, extra documentation, higher rejection rates. Family petitions are closely scrutinized. Student visas face intense interviews. In 2026, Pakistanis increasingly turn to UAE, Malaysia, Singapore, online freelancing. The message is clear. U.S. immigration is no longer reliable as a primary plan. Skill diversification and regional mobility are now critical. Number 2, Iran. At number 2, we have Iran. Iran faces some of the strictest U.S. immigration controls due to political tensions, sanctions, security concerns. Even highly skilled professionals face long delays, repeated background checks, high denial rates. Students, families, and workers must now look elsewhere. Common alternatives include Turkey, Canada, Malaysia, remote global roles. In 2026, Iranian success abroad depends on flexibility, international credentials, and strong digital skills. Number 1, China. And finally, number 1, China faces the most intense U.S. immigration pressure in 2026. Political tensions, trade conflicts, and national security concerns have led to extremely long processing times, increased denials, heavy scrutiny of students and researchers. Family-based petitions are delayed. Tech and research professionals face extra screening. Under Trump-style policies, large populations combined with political risk create the strictest barriers. As a result, many Chinese citizens are shifting toward Canada, Australia, Singapore, European education, and work. In 2026, success means global mobility, not US-only planning. So there you have it, the 7 Asian countries facing the hardest US immigration barriers in 2026, and why preparation matters more than ever. Now I want to ask you, which of these countries do you think still has a chance? And where would you go instead if the US became unreachable? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read and reply to as many as I can. If you want more honest, realistic immigration breakdowns, like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell you're watching The Explorer now. I'm Zinnia. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.